Hi everyone and welcome to today's Let's Get Technical. Today we will be taking a look at Adobe Premiere Pro, a professional video editing software used by many to create videos for both TV and the web. We have access to all the Adobe Creative Cloud apps as well as the green screen featured in today's video due to the generous donation by the Rotary Club of Meaford, so a big thank you to them. During today's video I'll show you some basic editing tips. We'll look at how to add a title, remove a green screen, add effects, and layer tracks. By the end of this session, we'll have created this video. Hi, Natasha.
Chantel, is that you?
It is.
You look so different.
I know. Today I thought I'd be a cartoon.
Can I be a cartoon?
Of course you can.
Wow, that's amazing. How did you do that?
All it took was some editing using Adobe Character Animator and Adobe Premiere Pro.
Wow, I have access to those programs at the library, right?
You do. Just ask a staff member at the desk and they can set you up on a library laptop. Be sure to give it a try.
I definitely will.
Let's begin by opening the Adobe Creative Cloud app on the desktop. Next, we can scroll down and open Premiere Pro. Right now we're at the home page. At the bottom of the page are recent projects you have worked on in Premiere Pro. You can click on this Learn button to access tutorials. These tutorials at the top of the page open in the app for you to follow along with. Below are tutorials that open on the web, so they open in a web browser such as Google Chrome, and they have videos and instructions for you to follow. Let's begin by creating a new project. I'm just going to call it Let's Get Technical Premiere Pro. We can then choose where to save the project. I'll save it in this folder in my Pictures folder with all of today's media. Then we can hit OK. This is the Premiere Pro workspace. Right now we're on the Learning tab, so you can see a variety of tutorials on the left side. You can just click one to get you started in a tutorial on how to use Premiere Pro. This bottom left panel is where your media will be listed when you import it. This is the timeline. This program panel will preview the video as you edit it. Finally, this is the source panel. This is where effects and transformations will appear when you select a clip. Let's begin by adding a sequence to the video for us to edit. To do that, we can click on the Editing tab at the top, then select this New Item button, which looks like a page peeling, at the bottom. Then we can select Sequence. Here you can choose what format you would like your video to be. I'll choose HD Video 1080p 24. Now you can see it has added 3 video tracks and 3 audio tracks to the timeline. Also, we now have a preview of the video here. Let's begin by adding a title. To do that, we can click the Type tool, then we can just click right on the preview screen and type our title here. Now we can see it has added a clip to our video track 1 on the timeline. Let's zoom into the timeline by dragging the edge of this bottom bar to shorten it. Now, when we hit play, we can see it plays the title clip for 5 seconds. We can also edit the title by selecting the clip, then going to Graphics at the top. Then we can select this arrow to go back to the start of the timeline. Now we can select Edit. Here you can make any changes to the text. We can change its alignment, we can move it around, we can resize it by dragging the corners of the box. We can also change the font. There's a variety of different options for you to customize your text. To delete a clip, just click on the clip, then press the Delete key on your keyboard. We can also click this Browse button under Essential Graphics. Here, there are a variety of pre-made templates available for you to use in your video. So say you wanted to add a title or credits or a text overlay without making one from scratch, you could use one of these. Let's use this one. To add it to the timeline, just click on it, then drag and drop it onto the timeline. We can hit play to preview it. We can edit what the text says by clicking on the clip, then clicking Edit under Essential Graphics. Now I can double click on the text to change what it says. I'll change the title to Let's Get Technical. Then, instead of episode, I'll have it say Premiere Pro. Let's just watch the clip by clicking this button that says Go to In to go to the beginning. Then we'll hit play. There we go, we have our intro. Next, we'll click the Editing tab. Now let's add some new clips. I have some clips saved to my Pictures folder, which I will navigate to using File Explorer. I have this clip I recorded using Adobe Character Animator of Natasha and I in cartoon format. Then I have a live action clip of just Natasha. I want to edit these clips so that it begins with live Natasha talking to cartoon me, and then she also turns into a cartoon. To do that, I'll add the animation scene first by clicking on the scene, then dragging it onto the Premiere Pro timeline. Now we can see when I hit play, it plays the clip after the title. I'll show two more editing tools. First, we have this razor tool that we can click on to activate, and then click on the clip to split it. Then we have the ability to move or delete those parts of the clip that have been split without affecting the entire clip. To undo that, we can hit Ctrl and Z on our keyboard. There is also this Ripple Edit tool. It can be used to shorten parts of a clip, and then it will move the rest of the sequence so that way there's no gaps between the clips. I could click and drag on the edge of the title clip to shorten it, and then it will automatically move the animation clip with it. So it just saves a few steps, as otherwise I would have had to cut it with the razor tool, delete it, then drag the animation clip over. Let's take a look at how to remove the green screen. To do that, we need to click on Effects at the top. On the right, we can now see different folders containing different effects. We want video effects, so we can click on that folder to open it. Now we can see a variety of subfolders, each with a different category of effects. We're going to go to the keying subfolder as we need to use the Ultrakey effect. Before we add any effects, when you click on the clip, you can already see these different controls under Effect Controls. One of these is the motion effect. When you click on Position, a box appears around the clip, which you can then use to drag to move the clip's position. You can also move the corners of the clip to change the scale. So those are effects that are added automatically to every clip. There's also an opacity effect, which determines how transparent a clip is. When we change it to 50, we can see the clip becomes a bit transparent so we can see through to the background, which in this case is a black screen. You can also click the stopwatch to add a keyframe. A keyframe basically indicates that a change will occur at that point. Now, if we move ahead in the timeline and change the opacity to 100, it will add another keyframe. Let's play the clip. We can see the clip slowly transitions from being slightly transparent to not being transparent as it goes from keyframe to keyframe. There's also a mini timeline of the clip under the effect controls. Here you can see these diamond icons, which are the keyframes. The change happens between these keyframes. You can click on a keyframe to edit it or move it around. I'll just highlight and delete those keyframes as we don't need it for this video. Back to effects, we're going to add this Ultrakey effect. To do that, we're going to click on the effect, then drag and drop it right onto the clip. Now we see it has added this Ultrakey effect in Effect Controls. Next to key color is an eyedropper icon. Click on that, then on the green screen to remove it. So that was fairly easy, as thankfully none of the puppets have any green on them. I'll move the clip to video track 2, as I want to put the background on video track 1. Another way to import media is to click File, then Import, then navigate to your media. I'm going to import this picture I took of the library. In the project panel, where the media is listed, we can see this library background. I can just drag and drop it onto the timeline to add it. Now when I hit play, we can see there's a background behind the animation. One problem is the background ends before the clip ends. To extend a clip's length, just click on the side of the clip and extend it so it ends when the animation ends. At the beginning of the video, I want it to be live action Natasha, so I'm going to import more media by going to File, then Import. I'll import a live action scene I filmed of Natasha in front of the library's green screen. Next, I'll add the clip so it's on video track 3. It added an audio track, which we don't need. To mute a track, click on the letter M on that track. We can see the clip is a little small. To resize the clip, click on it, then under Effect Controls, click on Position. A box appears around the clip that you can then use to resize and reposition it. We can once again remove the green screen by adding the Ultrakey effect. Click on the eyedropper and then the green to remove it. Unfortunately, there is a white background that also needs to be removed. We can actually remove it by adding a mask. To add a mask, go to Opacity. Now we can click on this rectangle to add a 4-point mask to the clip. We can see it masks the clip so it only keeps what's inside of the rectangle. I want it to remove what's inside of the rectangle. To do that, I can click on this checkbox next to Inverted. We can click on the points of the mask and reposition it, so that way the mask covers the entire white background. Let's hit play. We can now see all the background has been removed from the live action clip. Now, at the beginning of the video, we need to remove the cartoon version of Natasha. First, I'll need to figure out where live action Natasha should end and the cartoon version should begin. Next, I can use this razor tool to remove the excess parts of the live action clip. Click on the clip to split it. Then I'll just delete this part of the clip. Next, we need to remove the cartoon version of her at the beginning. Let's make the live action scene invisible by clicking on the eye icon next to V3. Now we'll add a mask to the first clip of the animation scene. Let's use the pen tool to create our own mask. Just click on the scene to add points to your mask. I'll make it so all the points surround the cartoon version of me. There we go, now only I am in the scene. You can also click on the squares on the mask to reposition the points. If I check the box next to Inverted, it would remove me. However, since I need to be in this scene, I'll leave it unchecked. Re-click the eye icon on video track 3 to make the track visible again. Let's just view the video to make sure everything is lined up okay. You can press spacebar to play the video. Now I just need to make some minor changes to have the live action scene line up with the audio. I can move the edges of the clip to trim it or extend it. This abrupt change is a bit jarring, so let's add a transition. I'll move the second animation scene clip so it's on the same track as the live action scene. Under Video Effects on the right, there's another folder titled Video Transitions. Let's open the Dissolve subfolder and add this dip to white transition. That way it fades to white before she transforms into a cartoon. To add a transition, drag and drop it between the two clips. Now we can see it's added that dip to white transition. That just makes it a little less abrupt and a bit more fun. Finally, let's add this cartoon drumroll snare audio effect I downloaded from the Adobe page. I'll drag and drop it to audio track 2. Next, I'll just trim it and line it up with the transition effect. So as it fades to white, there's a drum roll. There we go, we're done our video. First, I'll save the project by clicking File, then Save. Now to export it, we can click File, Export, then Media. It opens Export Settings. Here you can determine the format. We also want to ensure the preset is not just set to audio. Let's change it to be HD 1080p 24, as that's the same format as our sequence. Click on the blue text on Output Name to change it. I'll just name it Final Video. Here we can use this drop-down menu to zoom in or zoom out to get a better look at the clip. You can also adjust this blue bar at the bottom to determine which part of the video you want to export. So say I didn't want to include the title in my exported video, I could trim it out here. Make sure the export video and export audio boxes are checked. When you're finished adjusting the export settings, you can hit Q and it will open Adobe Media Encoder. We can see it's added our sequence. Next, we can hit this green play icon to begin exporting. Now, it might take a while to export. Generally, it takes a few minutes. However, sometimes when I edit story time, it can take a few hours to export, so don't be alarmed if you find it's taking a while. This check mark indicates it's done rendering. Let's go to File Explorer, and there we go. We can see the final video here. This is the video that I played at the beginning of today's session. That's it. I hope this video helped you learn a little bit about how to use Premiere Pro. There are also many more tutorials, both in app and online, that are available to help you continue your Premiere Pro editing journey. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a great week.